You hit it already? Oh. All right, let's get started then. Everybody stand and face Jerusalem. Women cover your head. Is this mine?
Yes, Jerusalem.
And men uncover your heads. Go ahead, brother.
Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts
and forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and
forever.
forever.
In Jesus' name,
In Jesus' name.
amen.
Amen.
All right. Before I start this off, all right, I'm going to ask Sister Lisa a question. I know a while back you had asked me about what does that mean with the mind, body, and soul being cast into the lake of fire. Did you ever get that understanding? I just sent you that video, but I don't know if you.
No.
You.
Expound? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to touch on that first, and then I got you next, Sister.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. We're going to look at that. And you know, that was a while ago you asked that, but you know, and it just hit me as I was studying last night too. Maybe, you know, should touch on that a little bit. I got too many notes up here. All right, let me just set this over here. All right, y'all, we're gonna start this off. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10. And you know, before I open up the floor to anybody else, I'm gonna deal with a question that Sister Lisa had maybe 3 months ago, maybe. It was a while ago. Okay. And sorry I'm getting back to you so late. You know, so about, you know, getting an understanding of what this verse is talking about when the Lord says, be afraid of him that casts both body and soul into the lake of fire. Okay, so let's go to Matthew chapter 10 and pick it up at verse 28. Am I coming in good, brother? Okay. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28. Matthew chapter 10 and 28. Anybody check on the kids next door? They okay? They all right? Okay, yeah, all right. Just want to make sure they okay.
And fear,
all right, Matthew 10 and 28. When you get it, brother, go ahead.
and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Okay, so you have to understand what's being said here, because first of all, the people of the world, anybody that's operating in the flesh, if you will, you know, they're going to come up against you because of the things that you believe in, the God that you serve, right? And then sometimes, you know, fear can hinder you from speaking the word of God. You understand it? It sometimes fear make you hesitate from serving the Lord, but you're not supposed to be ashamed of the gospel. So, you know, the Lord is letting you know right here. He says, fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. Well, what does he mean right there? See, because man can kill you. Again, when man kill you, all he doing is putting you to rest. That's all you're doing. Now we're talking about somebody that can read the next verse, read the next half.
Okay. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Okay, so he's talking about destroying both soul and body in hell. Okay, so when he's talking about both soul and body, he's talking about your entirety, you know, your totality, because also he's talking about the mind. All right, because when man kill you, all he could do is destroy the body, right? Think about it. When you go to the grave, you have no more thought process, but the Lord is going to bring you back to life. They can't kill your life like the Lord can, right? So watch this. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 5, because when man kill you, he said, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. Watch this. Let's see what this soul is. We're going to get into that. Ecclesiastes 9, chapter 5.
Chapter 9.
Chapter, what I say?
You
5?
said 5.
I meant to say 9 and 5. I said it backwards. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 5.
For the living know that they shall die.
Okay, so we read it right here that everybody that's living, they know they shall die. And if you don't know that to be a fact, you know you shall die when you get in a horrible accident. Oh, Lord, help me. You know you're able to die. You know that, right? But go ahead.
But the dead know not
But the
anything.
dead don't know nothing, right? Read.
Neither have they any more a reward.
Why?
For the memory of them is forgotten.
Okay, see? So when a man kill you, all he doing is putting you in the dirt. And he's telling you right here, it's dead people that don't know they're dead. He said the memory of them is forgotten, meaning their conscience, their thought process is gone. This is that soul that's being talked about right here. Okay, so for the living know that that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have any more a reward, for the memory of them is what? Forgotten. Because remember, the Lord said, fear him that care what? Both body and soul. See, man can't bring you out of the dirt. They just putting you to rest. But God is giving you life. This is what we have to understand, right? But you're going to get it. Let's go to Job chapter 14. Job chapter 14. Watch this. We're going to deal with this. Because Ecclesiastes is telling you the mind is gone, right? That's what he said. Their memory is no more memory. They don't know anything. Job chapter 14. And let's pick it up at one verse. Verse 22. Job 14 and verse 22. And when you get it, go ahead and read.
But his flesh upon him shall have pain.
Okay, so he said his flesh upon him shall have pain, right? And what else he say?
And his soul within.
And what?
Within him
And
shall
what?
mourn.
No. Read that again, brother. And what's in him?
But his flesh upon him shall have pain.
Mm-hmm.
And his soul within him shall mourn.
So pay attention. He said his flesh upon him shall have pain. And his soul, he told you where the soul is. He said within him. Because most of us just think the soul just deal with the body. It actually deals with your entirety. So it says, in his soul within him shall mourn. So what is he talking about right here? You ever bang your toe and your flesh started hurting? Yeah. And then when you start hurting, it says the soul or your mind is starting to be in trouble. It's mourning because of this pain that you did. See that? So again, it says, but his flesh upon him shall have pain, and his soul within him shall mourn, right? Now watch this. Go to Revelation 21. Revelation 21. Let's make sure this is accurate. Revelation 21. And pick it up at verse 1.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
Go ahead.
For the first heaven and the first earth were
So
passed.
we starting here to understand what is taking place here. So we starting at verse 1, right? Keep reading.
Were passed away.
Uh-huh.
And there was no more sea.
Keep reading.
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem.
Where's it coming from?
Coming down from heaven, from God out of heaven.
Uh-huh.
Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
So we understand this is talking about what? The Father's kingdom coming down, right? That's what this is talking about. So let's see what's going on inside here, right? Keep reading.
And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying,
Saying what?
Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people.
Uh-huh.
And God himself shall be with them, and be their God.
All right, so keep in mind what Jesus said. Don't fear them that kill the body and not able to kill the soul. Fear him that is able to kill both body and soul, right? And we just read to you that that soul within you do mourn, does it not? Right? Because this is what the Lord is telling you right here, right? Verse 4.
And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
Oh, wipe away what?
All tears.
All
from their
tears
eyes.
from where? Their eyes, and what else?
And there shall be no more death,
Uh-huh.
neither sorrow
Uh-huh.
nor crying.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall there be any more pain.
Why?
For the former things are passed away.
See how your whole existence is right here? This is what the Lord does. He's giving you life. So that's why it was important also for us to do that lesson today, that we're not operating off the flesh. Because if you're operating off the flesh, that's not going to enter into the kingdom. Yeah, Revelation 21.
Verse 5.
Well, no, we're not going to read that, but
4.
well, we're about to move on. Go to chapter 20.
Revelation 20.
Let's see him kill both body and soul, right? Because remember, the Lord said, serve me with all your what? Your heart, all your mind,
Strength.
and strength, right? That's still referring to the soul. How do you do that? This thing got to be cleaned up here. The body don't operate unless what? Something tell it to do something.
Right.
Something is telling it to do something. Maybe it's that soul within you that's mourning, right? Revelation 20 and verse 11. Read that when you get it. See, because he's wiping away the pain right there in 21, but 20 and verse 11. Let's look at some eternal torment. Go.
And I saw the great white throne,
Mm-hmm.
and him that sat on it.
So can a man bring you out of the grave and do what we about to read here? Absolutely. All a man can do is kill you. All he doing is putting you to rest. That's all. You're resting in peace, really. Yeah, you might have went through hell, whatever kind of death it is that you faced. I don't know. But all you doing is resting. That's it. That's why the Lord said, don't fear him, but you better fear him that can kill both body and soul. That's what he's telling you, right? Verse 11 again.
And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it,
Mm-hmm.
from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away.
Uh-huh.
And there was found no place for them.
Keep reading.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God.
Mm-hmm.
And the books were open.
Mm-hmm.
And another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books,
According to what?
according to their works.
According to their works. Y'all see that? So your works is operating off of what? That mindset you have, that soul within you. See? And because these people, matter of fact, I'm gonna just let the books tell you what's going on. Keep reading.
And the sea gave up the dead,
Uh-huh.
which were in it.
So this is why the Lord said, don't fear them that killed the body. They don't have the power to do this. They can't bring you back to life. Our purpose is to have life. That's the purpose. And either you're going to live in peace or you're going to live in destruction. And the Lord said, fear him that killed both body and soul. And right here is where we reading that he killed both body and soul. The Lord wake you up and give you a new body. A man cannot do anything with the new body that he give you. Right? So why is he killing both body and soul? Because apparently something was wicked, telling your body to do opposite of God. Right? Watch this though. Keep reading.
And death and hell delivered up the dead,
Mm-hmm.
which were in them.
Keep reading.
And they were judged every man according to their works.
According to their works. Read.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
And death and this is destroying both body and soul right here. This is living torment for the rest of your life. Now you in torment for the rest of your life with the mindset of being tormented. You're being tormented, right? Your body's being tormented, and you thinking about all the stuff you could have done to serve the Lord, but yet you burning for the rest of your life, right? Read.
This is the second death.
This is the second death. See, man don't have power to destroy you in second death. That's what he's telling you right here, right? Keep reading.
And whosoever was not found written in the book
That's
of life.
why it's very important that you are found written in the book of life. And if you want your name written in the book of life, just do what God tell you to do. That's all you got to do, right? Keep reading.
was cast into the lake of fire.
See, he said these people was cast into the lake of fire. Read.
Continue.
Oh, okay, that's it. Let's go to
20. The end of 20.
Yeah, that was the 20. We're going to Matthew 24, though. Watch this. I want to show you something. All right, so Matthew 24, because that body and that soul, he's not just destroying the body, but he's also destroying your mindset, because your mindset was so wicked, it cannot enter the kingdom. It's also called the soul, right? It's great. It's going to make sense. It should make sense now, but it's even going to make more sense. 24 and verse 50. Matthew 24. I'm sorry. Matthew 24 and verse 50, right? And pick it up at verse 50, brother. When you get it, read it.
The Lord of thy servant shall come in a day.
The Lord of that servant shall what?
Come in a day.
When what?
When he looketh not for him.
Uh-huh.
And in the hour that he is not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And shall cut him asunder.
And what?
And appoint him his portion with the hypocrites.
Where's that portion found at? Is it where? There. Thank you. Mm-hmm. That's where the portion. It's either one or the other, the kingdom of God, or it's only one or the other, right?
Continue.
He said, verse 51, and shall cut him asunder and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. Doing what?
There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Weeping. Where do you weep at? You weeping. You in torment. Destroy both body and soul. You in torment. Weeping and gnashing of teeth, right? Let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, because Brother Paul says something here. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, right? 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and pick. Oh, wait, yeah. And there you go. Yeah, I want 23. That's it. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 23. You got it, sister?
Highlight.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 23.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 23. When you get it, read it.
And the very God of peace.
What did he do?
Sanctify you holy.
See, holy. That very God of what? Peace. That's what the Lord is trying to get you to operate in. You want to be in the kingdom of peace. You don't want to be weeping and gnashing of teeth and being in torment, right? He said the very God of peace. What did he do? Sanctify you. What does that mean? Set you apart. He set you apart holy. Of course, he's telling you by his word and his laws what you need to do. He's telling you what you need to eat and what you can't eat. Things that are unclean, things that are clean. Keep my Sabbath. Right? Read.
And I pray.
And I pray what?
God, your whole spirit.
He prayed that God, your whole spirit and what?
And soul.
And soul.
And body.
And body.
Be preserved. Blameless.
Be what?
Be preserved.
Be preserved. Blameless. When?
Until the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ.
So in order to be preserved blameless, your body is operating off of what? That spirit and that soul. Something is entering there to teach you how to walk in righteousness. Because he says in 23, and the very God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray God, your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved. Now, blameless until the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. So, you need to be blameless up here first before you can be blameless in your works. Because if your mind is filthy, you're going to operate in filthiness, right? I got another play. I just thought of it. Let's go to Matthew. One more, please. Matthew 15. Watch this. Because why is he destroying both body and soul? Because the soul within you or your mindset, that's what that's talking about. That's is filthy. Right? Matthew 15. And Matthew 15, and pick it up at verse. 17, 15 and 17. Go ahead, brother.
Do not ye yet understand that whosoever entereth
Whatsoever.
entereth in at the mouth goeth unto the belly, and casteth and is cast out unto the drought.
You know, because they worried about some traditions. You know, you eating with unwashing hands. You know, there's more things to be worried about and more important that should be on your mind than washing your hands. You know, you pick up a sandwich, you ain't wash your hands. Does that send you to the lake of fire? I mean, let's get real. Playing with yourself. Go ahead, brother Reed.
But those,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but what's worse than the lake of fire? All right, plain and simple. Let's go. Keep reading. Verse 18.
but those things which proceedeth out of their mouth come forth from the heart.
Oh, so the things that come from your mouth, he said it comes from the heart. And he ain't talking about, you know, the muscle that pump blood and what they do, brother. The things that come from the heart, what they do, that come out of your mouth, what they do.
And they defile.
They
man.
defile. They defile. So before you speak something, before you do something, something is telling you to do something. But in this case, he's telling you the things that come out of the heart, they defile the man. He about to show us what defile the man. What defile the man, brother? Because, you know, people say, oh, you're the temple of God, smoking a cigarette defile. Stop. Stop. Sin defiled the temple. That's what you get put in the lake of fire for sin. It has its parts. That's fine. You may get cancer and that, but show where does it say you're going to be put in the lake of fire for smoking a cigarette? You got to read this to me. I'm just saying we going to operate off the word of God.
But some people consume it so much that they idolize it.
You know, well, and well, again, it still have its issues. It's have its consequences. The word I'm looking for. You know, but still, you know, it don't send them to the lake of fire. You know, so they might live this life with cancer and can't breathe. Whatever the case is, the consequences for smoking that stuff. But again, that is not going to send anybody to the lake of fire. If it is, you have to read it.
If you become addicted to it, isn't it considered a sin?
Well, I mean, I've never.
Independent of it.
Well, some people was actually that may be trying to quit. You know, that's the torment for them. You know, because some people will say, "Can you smoke on the Sabbath?" This and that, and then they'll take you to Isaiah 58 talking about the pleasures. Cigarettes, that people that smoke cigarettes, not everybody that smokes cigarettes is a pleasure to them. Some people trying to cut that.
Yeah, because it's an addiction.
You know, wait, yeah, but that's still where you have to
Because
read
it-
that. No.
But
Where does it say?
But cigarettes wasn't back. when
I
Christ was
understand.
talking. If-
But the word of God, yeah. No. I understand that.
They probably did, but I'm saying it doesn't have cigarettes in it.
It's
Because it says don't get drunk with wine, right? Which you can, you know, you're not supposed to be, you know.
Okay, so you
that's
see
what he's
how that's in there.
yeah,
Smoking a cigarette. Okay.
I'm saying that
But
would be the same thing. Isn't that meaning like
Didn't
don't
God
get out of your mind, out of your right mind?
Listen,
So that would be drugs too, then. Right?
what, a cigarette? I've never
No,
got high.
no. I'm saying it says in the Bible, don't get drunk with wine. Why is it? Because you don't want to be out of your right mind, and you need to be able to clear mind.
I understand that. Right.
So that means even though it's drugs not in there, I would think it would translate. I always looked at it as a kid. Don't be out of your right mind. So no drugs, no alcohol.
I understand all that. But
Yes,
you know,
yes.
we go by like you see how you just quoted that being drunk. That's from the Bible. We can read that.
Yeah, I got you.
Right.
Can't read that other stuff. We have to be able to read that. Again, everything has its consequences.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It-
asking. If it becomes addictive, does that make it a sin? Is what I'm
No.
asking.
You can make anything.
Well, I mean, you know, you're not supposed to be gluttonous over anything, whatever it is, you know, but at the same time, yeah, thank you. It could be a common sin to you.
I was gonna say because
Right.
some people like they idolize their car,
Right.
you know, their house. They idolize their clothes. They idolize the way they look. You can make anything.
Yeah, true.
So that's gonna be based on the individual.
Right, absolutely. Because again, remember, we in the body of flesh, this body died. everything have its consequences. So people going to live with the consequences of the choice that they choose. But smoking a cigarette does not send you to the lake of fire.
No, it don't. But I'm just saying, you probably shouldn't do it.
Well, I mean, that's on that individual.
Yeah.
That's on them. I quit years ago.
ago.
I stopped smoking 2010. I never put anything else to my lips. Huh?
You made a decade.
Congratulations.
So 2010. Now 2020.
Oh.
You made a decade.
Absolutely. I don't be paying that no mind. Absolutely.
2010?
Yeah, 2010. Yup.
Congratulations.
Sean, please stop now.
I can't help it. I'm sorry. You're very funny, Jabba.
How do you analyze your clothes? How do you analyze?
Say that again. How you what?
You analyze your
How do you analyze your clothes?
Yeah.
Well, because all right, I got it. That's a good question because idolize is what worshiping of things, right? So if you're putting things before God, here's a small example. All right, I love clothes or sneakers. It's time to pay tithes. Guess what I'm gonna do first? What? Yeah, I'm gonna buy them clothes and them shoes.
And then you
Oh, that's-
analyze, right?
No, I ain't worried about that. I'm more so I love my clothes and shoes. That's coming first.
So which commandment is
That's
broken?
my God.
But the commandment is broken is not paying your tithes.
Then
That's what it is.
Well,
Right?
that's not the only commandment that's broken.
Yeah, I mean,
First is the commandment,
but
Where's it
it's
say?
idolatry.
not
See?
honoring God.
Right, you're not honoring.
Right, it's idolizing.
Well, where's it say in the Ten Commandments? Thou shalt pay tithes. Don't say that.
So
That's in it. I'm gonna read it to you.
You're taking tithes to buy
I'm gonna read that to you in
Because
Leviticus.
it's
I know. Hold that thought. Hold that.
The
I'm not-
Levi's was the tithes. That we did not
Okay,
pay.
wait.
Don't.
We could give an offering.
Let's
Yeah,
not go-
don't.
So I want to be clear on
I
that.
got you. Let me deal with this first.
That wasn't the same. That was the answer.
But another way, and another way is how many young people have lost their lives over sneakers
Yeah.
because somebody stepped on them,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You mean somebody robbed them?
or
No, some people, you
or they
still.
We stepped on them. I remember some fights in
They
college.
will
Somebody stepped on
hurt
somebody's
you
new sneakers.
and steal them off your feet.
Right.
All of that
Or their
will,
bomber
will
jackets.
push you into idolatry of the thing, and really it's just vanity because that's about pride.
Thank you. Say that again. Is it what?
It's about vanity
That's all it is.
because it's about this. Is
Thank you, because he tried it all, right? He tried everything.
Right, my stuff makes me
Back in the
feel good.
days.
The way I look makes me feel good.
Yeah.
How much money I have over how much money you have.
Right.
makes
All
me feel
right.
good.
Absolutely.
That's all vanity.
I
That's
see it every day in
away
school.
from God and self.
Compounded.
And that's Satan.
The kids, they
When
See,
you raise them
so it ain't-
like that.
Right. And it ain't just also about paying tithes. You might, some brother or sister out there might need help. Well, or a neighbor, whatever. I'm gonna do my clothing and sneakers. All that's coming first. Why? Because I'm worshiping myself. We are our own gods. Don't you understand that?
Right.
We're going to serve ourselves before serving the Lord. That's where it becomes sin. So that's idolatry
Did
right
you
there.
hear that, Sean?
Say it again.
We serving ourselves. We are our own gods. So that's where it become idolatry. We are our own worst enemy. And, we serve ourselves more than we serve God. You know what I mean? You might have neighbors out there that need some money. A brother or a sister in the church might need something. And I'm worried about my gear, my outfit.
As long as you put God first and His laws, His statutes, commandments.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Right.
You love your brother and your sisters as the Lord commanded us to. Nothing is wrong with having.
Yeah, but the question,
Nobody
right.
said that.
Right, no, nobody said
that's
that.
wrong.
No.
If
Listen.
you go food in the matter.
Hold on. Order. Wait a minute. I got you next.
Saying
What was you saying?
I'm just saying is that as long as we fulfill our tasks, our obligations to the laws that we command, nothing is wrong with having a cigarette smoke or going out and having a drink or going to a party, for example, or as long as we are, as you say, not committing idolatry and worshiping ourselves or another god or whatever the case might be.
True. And like Brother Keith said, Solomon tested all that. And like Sister Lisa said, it's all vain, because that's what he said. It's all vain. But you ain't nothing wrong with that. You can do that.
Nothing
But
wrong with having pleasure in life.
yeah,
Right.
but if you put in all that before God, you understand? Because the question was, what's wrong with loving, clothes and shoes? And then you can go to First Timothy. That's still
Ecclesiastes is the answer.
it's what'd you say?
Ecclesiastes.
Yeah,
I have a good answer to that. Everything we do, we should try to do to the glory of God.
absolutely.
No
matter what it is.
To look fresh.
Go ahead. No, Sister Cassandra was up. Go ahead.
So just to take it to the extreme.
All right, hold on. So is this you clear on the body and soul?
She was doing, man,
Yeah, because you were there, and then we got off into the clothes.
Well, yeah, I don't.
What's wrong with folks?
Because if this going somewhere else, Sister Cassandra, I got you. Okay, go ahead.
Not everyone was talking about.
Got you.
So, what about like, because everyone's saying that as long as you don't put the substance or whatever it is in front of God, it's all right. So you would go as far as to say that it's okay to be a functioning heroin addict, but as long as you put God in front, you're good to.
That's why I said don't be drunk.
No, I know where you was going, and no, that's not what we're saying. Because first of all, we operating off of wisdom. Ain't no way anybody should be trying crack. Your life is really cut short.
As long as you put God first.
Well, I mean, we're not going to say it's okay to do crack.
Heroin is a pleasure.
Yeah.
So
I got you.
understand where.
Meth.
But isn't that a consuming fire? What is that?
Gotta be able to use discretion.
Hold on a second. Go ahead, Brother Keith.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, Paul said all things are lawful to him, but all things are not expedient.
Let's go read that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go read that. Where that's at.
Heard
1 Corinthians 10.
Oh my goodness.
See, so watch this. I'm gonna answer your question real quick. Thank you, Brother Keith. Absolutely.
What verse?
Is it 10?
And you know what? We getting off
Yeah,
topic.
yeah, 23.
So are you clear with the body, soul, and
10, 23.
I am. I thought at one
Alright.
point I had a follow-up question, but it's gone now.
It's gone.
But yeah, so I get that the soul, that word soul, can mean different things.
right? Absolutely.
And so when you talk about casting into the lake of fire, we're talking about mind and totality.
Absolutely.
But when we're talking about that God breathed and the man became a living soul,
Right.
we're talking about physical,
Right. That's talking about you.
right? You.
That's it. You.
So I get,
Because think about
I
it.
was
Before-
having the problem with the distinction of, body, soul, talking the same thing, but it's not. So I got the distinction on the body part.
Okay.
So I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
And yeah, that's good too with the breath of life going inside to the soul. Because think about it. Everything he created was there. It was dead until he put the breath in it, right? So what was there? That body, the mind, your organs, everything is there. It's dead until he put that breath in.
Right.
See?
And so when Christ, as the one that has the power to kill both both body and soul,
Yes,
it is all of that.
it's all of that.
Right.
It's your entirety. Because think about it. Why is he destroying your mind? Because that don't deserve to get into his kingdom. He keep telling us in Matthew 5, blessed are the peacemakers. The meek shall inherit the earth, et cetera, et cetera. These are the type of people that's going to get into the kingdom. But if you don't have that mindset, I'm going to destroy your body and your soul.
And so in that torment and in that lake, they have their full consciousness, they have their full feeling, and they just don't get consumed. So they're feeling and
Right.
thinking and understanding forever.
As they getting consumed by that fire, somebody probably be like, man, why didn't I listen to Sister Lisa? She tried to tell. That's torment.
Right.
I had a chance to get out. Sister Lisa was trying to tell me. Right? So, huh? Well, it said weeping and gnashing of teeth. You might not be able to talk. I don't know, but you're going to be able to think.
Yep.
You're going to be able to think. So, it says weeping and gnashing of teeth. Where's that at, Brother Keith? Where we at?
1 Corinthians 10.
23.
Yep, 23. Read it. All right.
Okay, so
Yeah. So we good with that, right? All right. So now we're going to let me answer Sister Cassandra question. Okay. Because that's not what I'm saying. And that's not what we're saying, period. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 23.
She was following up.
Yeah, I know, but I want to follow that up with some scriptures real quick. I got some answers.
Okay.
1 Corinthians
21,
10.
10 and 23. 10 and 23. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Sister Key Israel. Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. 10 and 23. Everybody know her.
Yeah, she is. She was all over it.
Yeah, everybody don't know how. Me and her are close. That's my blood sister. No, she could be though. We could be. Go ahead. 23.
All things are lawful for me.
All right. So Paul's saying all things are lawful for me, but what?
But all things are not expedient.
He said all things are not expedient. Anybody know what that word expedient means? See, because we can't just read words and fly by it like it don't exist, right? So he said, what's expedient? That's convenient and practical, although possible and proper or immoral. Oh, see, everything ain't expedient, right? What else, brother?
All things are lawful for me.
But what?
But all things edify not.
So ain't me doing crack ain't going to edify somebody to serve the Lord. Well, that doesn't do that, right? But let me show you this. So why would I be doing some crack or doing stuff I'm not supposed to be doing when there's, watch this. Let's just go there. Let's go to Ezra chapter 7. Let me show you this. Ezra chapter 7 real quick. Ezra chapter 7. Now watch this. 7. And 26. Now watch this. Ezra 7 and 26. Ezra 7 and 26. Ezra 7 and 26. Go ahead, brother, read it.
And whosoever will not do the law of thy God.
Matter of fact, start at me 5. Let's just do a little bit. Not too much reading, just a little bit. 25.
And thou, Ezra, after the wisdom of thy God, it is in thine hand. Set magistrates and judges, which may judge all the people that are beyond the river, all such as known the laws of thy God.
And what?
And teach ye them that know them not.
See, so it's really all about teaching, people. Well, it's about observing the law and also teaching people who don't know the law, right? But watch this, read.
And whosoever will not do the law of thy God.
Whoever, now this is coming from the king. He said, and whosoever will not do the law of thy God, and what?
And the law of the king.
And the law of the king. Don't we got laws over here where you could get cast in jail or whatever the case is for smoking crack, getting caught with it on you, right? Right? Heroin, whatever it is, that stuff that kill you, illegal substance, right? So he's telling you right here, and whosoever will not do the law of thy God and the law of the king. See, because kings, rulers, they setting up laws and authority, right? Go ahead.
Let judgment be executed.
Of what? He said, let judgment. So you ain't supposed to have crack on you and cocaine, whatever. Let judgment, right? Go ahead.
Be executed.
How?
Speedily.
Swiftly upon him. And what else?
Whether it be unto the death.
Oh, see? Whether it be unto death or what?
Or to banishment.
Or banishment or what?
Or to
confiscation.
Confiscation.
Of what?
Of goods.
Because don't they confiscate your little needle and your spoon? They confiscate that stuff, right? Read.
Or to imprison.
And then, after they confiscate that, they throw you in jail. So there's a law for that. We know better than to have that stuff on us. See? So, and that's just like some people. This the same thing for, weed. You get caught with weed, they're going to throw you in jail. Even though you can't read that, it's going to put you in the lake of fire. But the law of the king is saying if you get caught with it, because in some places it's legal. Some places it's just that's the way it is. But smoking weed is not going to put you in jail. It's not going to put you in jail. I mean, I'm sorry. See, that's why y'all here. Listen, I messed up. I meant to say smoking weed will not put you in the lake of fire. I'm sorry.
But what I was referring to, the wine is that if you're not in your right mind, you
Right.
don't make good decisions. So if you're smoking weed, using heroin, crack, whatever, you're not in your right mind.
Well, yeah, I understand
And
that,
then
but
you
not
could do something
I
like murder, hit
what,
somebody
smoking
with
weed
your
to make you murder somebody?
Well, you not.
Yes.
Sometimes you're high.
Listen,
And you
no,
be driving your car, boom, hit somebody.
It's still
Somebody
not
dead.
that's a very, I mean, okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand that, you know, and
You're
you know
not-
that probably would come from paranoia, you know, of the driver or whatever the case is. But you know, at the end of the day, it still ain't gonna send you to the lake of fire.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just
You know,
saying,
but being drunkard will send you to the lake of fire, because we can read where God said you can drink, but don't be a drunkard. We can read that. So, Brother Glenn,
Just going along the lines with that question, right? About,
for Sister Cassandra.
yeah, about submitting yourself to the king and following the laws of the king. Can, like, a Christian out there, like, following the Sunday churches and stuff, so, like, use this verse in First Peter saying, submit yourself to the ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, to do what they're doing?
No. What he's telling, that's talking to servants of God. And servants of God got what? They know how to be sanctified, like Brother Godfrey was telling us. You know how to be sanctified, right? Because if that was the case, go to Daniel chapter 2. Watch this. Go to Daniel chapter 2. Because nope. They cannot tell. Well, they're going to force you to do it. Daniel chapter 2. Hold on. Pull out my other sword. All right. Daniel. And that's a great question, Brother Glenn. That's a very good question. And no, they can't use that scripture for that.
You know they're going to use that scripture.
Well, it's coming.
You know?
Hey, well, they ain't gonna use script, they're gonna use other stuff. But let me y'all probably wondering why I got two Bibles. Look, there's notes in one Bible that's not in the other. I just do that. I don't know. Eventually I get around to them. I study too much. All right. No. What I say, Daniel?
Chapter 2.
In chapter 2. Now I bet y'all find it as soon as I get here, because this is a good Bible right here. This they both good. They really good. Daniel chapter 2, or it's probably chapter 4. I could be wrong. Or maybe chapter 6. Let me see. Just give me a. Yeah. Yep. Chapter 6. I'm sorry, y'all. Daniel chapter 6. Daniel chapter 6. Mm-hmm. And pick it up at verse 1.
It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over.
Matter of fact, go to chapter 3.
Why you looking at me?
Because you always got something to say. I know you just be having that look like serious. Now, chapter 3 though. Let's go to chapter 3. This is the one I want. This one right here. And the reason why I want this one is because there's something said in here to show, you know, that scripture in Peter doesn't they can't use that to make us do what they want. They can't, no. Because why else would this be said? Verse 1, chapter 3, Daniel chapter 3 and verse 1, brother.
Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Duran, the province of Babylon.
All right, so we understand that he made an image, right? You know, your man made an image, and he said this, verse 6. because he got music and all that stuff. And when you hear the music, you need to bow down and worship this image. Because if you don't, verse 6.
And whoso falleth not down to and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So first of all, ain't nobody using Peter to tell you to do anything. No, he's just talking to servants how you supposed to obey as the Lord, you know. Anything that you do in the Lord, you got to do it in the name of Jesus, right? That's just like wives and husbands. You know, you just submit yourself to the Lord. But of course, you know, a servant of God know better to bow down to something that don't belong to God or stuff he told you to stay away from, right? Read.
Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image.
Hey, y'all, listen. This is coming to all you worshipers of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is coming. There's this thing called Jacob's trouble. And if you ain't blessed enough to make it to the wilderness, man. Anyway, keep reading, brother.
That Nebuchadnezzar, the king, has set up.
Because y'all got to remember, ain't nothing new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. Read.
Wherefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews.
All right, so of course, like the Lord said, you're going to have people come against you, you know. Read.
They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever.
What else?
Thou, O king, has made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound
you made
of the
a
cornet,
decree. Let us remind you, king, you made a decree, O king, live forever. Oh, majesty on high, king, you made a decree, right? Go ahead.
That every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image.
Oh, this image is gold. See, go ahead.
And whoso falleth not down and worship it, that he shall be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
And let me tell you something. Everybody in here, you know, you're at practice. You know, that's like I'm at practice too, because wherever I'm at an event and it calls for people to stand up and salute the flag or pledge to the flag, I'll be the only one sitting down. And then you get these prideful Gentiles standing up. Look, I ain't got nothing against people that serve for the country, but my pledge is to God. Right. I'm not standing to no flag and for what it stands for. Right. It's that simple.
I have to do it every day in school, but I don't teach all
that's a decision you make though.
Yeah, no,
it's up to you.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I'm starting my
Pledge Allegiance.
Right. Yeah, I understand. Well, they do it. Well, yeah. That's every day though. When you go to school, it's there.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So, and well, where do you think the brainwash started? The brainwash of the world, that is. See, because you want to have your brain washed by the word of God. You understand what I mean? Go ahead, brother. What verse you at?
12.
Go ahead, read it.
There are certain Jews.
Oh, so now here they go. They said there are certain Jews that what?
Whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province.
Y'all see the flesh in here? Jealousy. Look, these are Negroes over these people, and you know they upset, right? Go ahead. Who are they? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
These men, O king, have not regarded thee.
Read.
They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach and Meshach. How do I say that?
Shadrach, Meshach, and
Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king.
Okay, so these are Israelites. These are Daniel boys. You understand? Because that's what they do. When you go into captivity, they change your name. When the hell Stanley stand
real names? I know them by this.
Right, go ahead. Their real name is in chapter 1. Go ahead, brother.
14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true? And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego do not serve my gods.
Do not ye serve my gods?
Ye serve my gods.
Nor what?
Nor worship the golden image which I have set up. Now if ye be ready, that what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, and sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hand?
Unbelievable. My man said, listen, I'm gonna give y'all another chance. Because they done told me y'all heard the music, y'all ain't bowed down to do none of that, right? Well, I'm gonna let the music play again and you do it. But if you don't, I'm gonna cast you into the burning fiery furnace. Then he got the nerve to say, who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? What? Listen to foolishness of this man. He's speaking against God. Who is this God? He sound like Pharaoh. Who is God that I shall serve him? That's the flesh. That's what the flesh do. Pride, right? Read.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Now listen to their answer. So first, Peter, they can't use that to make us do this stuff. Because watch this, read.
And said to the king.
This is what there's their answer right here.
O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this manner.
Look, they ain't gonna watch their tongue. I'm gonna tell you the way it is, right? They ain't fearful. They not ashamed of the God they serve. Right? Read.
If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us.
He said, if it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. And what?
And he will deliver us out of thine hand.
But
O
what?
King. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy God.
So look, whether God's going to deliver us out of this fire or not, we ain't going to serve your gods. So how can they make us do anything by Peter? That scripture in Peter, they can't, because we have the knowledge to operate after the laws of God. Right? Read.
Nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
Because the image, that is sin. That is breaking the law. He told you not to make graven image. That's right under, don't have any other gods before me. That's at the top. This is how you serve the Lord. Right? Go ahead.
Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach. And
all right, that's good, brother. That's good. That's good. So, at the end, they are delivered out of that. But I wanted to show you, these are servants of God.
I asked because of these New Testament Christians that want to say this. Like, oh, well, it says over here,
Yeah. Usually, where do they go, though? They usually go to Paul's writings.
Although it says, in other places, touch not, taste not.
Right. Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. There you go. Plain and simple as that. So, let me see. Go to Revelation 22 real quick. Godfrey read this earlier. We'll read it again. Huh? I didn't hear you. We know who you are when we watching these videos, because you always, we know who you are. I'll be cracking up. I said, oh, I know. All right, Revelation 22 and verse 14. This is the last chapter in the Bible. Read it.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
That's enough. They closed the book. Why can't we? We know what it says after that. If you want to be blessed, that's the last page in the Bible. Blessed are they that do his commandments, right? Go to Revelation 14, because we read in Ephesians earlier, chapter 5, these things, fornication and all that stuff shouldn't be found among you as what? Becoming saints. So when you become a saint, what is a saint? Let's see that. Well, no, let the book tell it. You got it, brother. You got it. but we gotta let the book tell it. Nah, that's good, brother. Again, I like that. I like that. That's very good. Let the book tell it. That's good. All right, Revelation 14 and 12. Read it.
Here is the patience of the saints.
Oh, we're talking about saints right here. Brother Glenn told us what the saint is. Keep reading.
Here are they that keep the commandments
You mean
of God.
to tell me saints keep the commandments of God? And what? Not only that, what else they do?
And the faith of Jesus.
Oh, see, they couple together. See that? Faith without works is dead. The gospel is telling you need. Jesus said, "If you love me, keep my commandments." You got to go to college for 40 years to understand that one verse. It's sad. It really is.
Yeah, you in college for 4 years.
To understand John 14:15, it just said, "If you love me, keep my commandments." Oh, that's not what it's saying. That's not what it's saying. Okay, there's another 40 years in college. That don't make no sense, right? So we good on that, Brother Glenn? We good? You good, Sister Cassandra? All right. Who else had a question? Oh, okay. Hold on a second. She was next. Go ahead. What you got?
Second. I'll let that slide.
Oh, you said give me your turn?
No.
Oh. Okay, what you got?
Shut up.
I got you next, brother. I got you
All right,
next.
this should be quick. It's up to you.
You said it should be quick. I don't know. This is one of them year requests.
You had mentioned Jacob's trouble. I've been trying to understand that more clearly as far as the number. Now, I had asked once before about for the 144. Now, I know it's supposed to be 1/3 of Israel is sealed. Is that with Jacob's trouble? And I would assume is more, Israel can't be just 144. I mean, it has to be a lot more than that. Like, so 1/3, I would, I mean, I don't know what the number is. Only God knows that number.
Numeral, but amount.
Yeah.
Well,
So
all right, well,
so it's the 1/3, not the 144, and because I would assume not.
where you reading this 1/3 at?
No, that's what I heard. 1/3 would be saved.
Like two will be cut off.
Like 2/3 would not.
Well,
I believe would not make it to the wilderness the first time to Jacob's trouble. So it's 1/3, but we don't know that number. So it's not the 144, right?
Man, you got a lot of.
I'll just say it's, I'm just gonna give a number that we can add. 300 million. So it'd be 100 million that would go. You know what I'm saying? That would be 1/3 of it.
All right, I heard a
Because
lot.
I have
inside.
family that's like, they think they got a lot of time. I'm like, well, you don't have a lot of time because he's gonna seal.
You never see a third of Israel. You see a third of mankind gonna be killed in Revelation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to understand where that third coming from.
So it's not 1/3.
He said a third, no, of men. But go to Revelation 7, and because you asked about these 144.
Yeah.
Right. Is that who?
Well, I
No,
know
you got to
that-
help me understand your question. Is that
Well,
who?
I'm just trying to figure out, it's the 1/3. So 1/3 of mankind, so it's not 1/3 of Israel.
Right, because where does it say 1/3?
So how many are going to the wilderness the first time when we have to flee?
He said 1/3 of
Is
men
that-
shall be killed, right? All right. Let's go to Isaiah real quick, 44.
Isaiah 44.
4. Isaiah 4.
Parts will be cut off.
Isaiah, huh?
So 2/3 is cut off.
It says 2 parts. Zechariah 13.
Watch this. Go to Isaiah 40. Oh, I keep saying 40. Go to Isaiah 4. And then we're going to deal with that other question. Isaiah 4 and pick it up at verse 1.
Give me a second.
So many men.
So Isaiah 44.
It's going to be so much killing.
4.
Look what's happening. Watch
This
this.
is Jacob's trouble.
Let's read it, though. I got you.
Isaiah 4 and 1.
And 1.
4 and 1.
Isaiah 4 and 1. Read it.
And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
Mm-hmm.
saying,
Notice what it said. In that day. In that day. What? The day of the Lord. 7 women shall take hold of one man. Saying what?
We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Keep reading.
And that day
There it is again. In that day, what?
Shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious.
Mm-hmm. And what?
And the fruit of the earth shall be excellent
Uh-huh.
and comely for them that are escaped of Israel.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof, the spirit of judgment, and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assemblies, a cloud of smoke by day.
Oh, that's good. That's good right there. Go to 13, Isaiah 13. Because I thought it was there what I was looking for. But that was good too. It's only going to be, so why is 7 men? Oh, no. Mm-mm. Oh, no. Yeah. No, sir. You see Satan try to get them jabs up in there. That's all right, though. Why is 7 women on 1 man, right? 11.
That's like that now. So.
No, but what we were talking about in that day. Why in that day, though? Why that? Thank you. In that particular day, right? Okay. Yeah, we ain't worried about right now. We're talking about in that day. Yep. Yeah. You asked. Okay.
One man, got 7 baby mothers. So.
Well, what is that? That's from fornication. Yes. Exactly. That's all that is. Ignorant. Isaiah 12:13, and pick it up at verse 11. Watch this.
And I will
I'm sorry. Start at verse 9.
Behold, the day of the Lord.
See, this is that day that was going on in Isaiah 4. Read.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh.
How it come?
Cruel.
No. Because people say he's coming with balloons and candy. That's what they say. They don't say that cruel. But right here is telling you the day of the Lord cometh. Cruel. What else?
Cruel. Both with wrath and
what else?
Anger.
To do what?
To lay the land desolate.
To lay the land desolate. And
he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Don't y'all understand? Sinners outnumber those that serve God. It's always been like that. Right? Read.
For the stars.
So when is this taking place? Read.
For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof not give their light.
Sound like the same thing we read in Matthew 24, right? Read.
The sun shall be darkened.
Oh, the sun should be darkened, what it says in Joel chapter 3, right? Read.
And his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
So when all this happened, because this is signs, what's going to happen?
And I will punish the world.
Wait, he's going to what?
Punish the world.
I'm going to punish the world. Why is he punishing the world?
For their evil.
And what?
And the wicked for their iniquity.
See? For their sin, right? Because he just said he's going to destroy the sinners. Read.
And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
Like your boy Nebuchadnezzar. Who is this God that shall save you out of my hands? There's people like that today. They going to say that to you. Oh, you serve the true living God? All right, I'm about to put you inside this wall that's slammed with nails in it. Who going to save you from that? Because first of all, he said this is a time like never before. So the worst things you can think of that already happened, there's some things in the midst that you've never seen before. Are you ready for that? Do you really want to serve God? I ain't trying to scare nobody. But we just read that you ain't supposed to fear him that killed a body.
That's a painful way to die, though.
That's fine, because you putting me to rest. It's a quick death. I'd rather be slammed shut. It's terrible, but yet it's a quick death.
Is it that quick?
Man, anything that's smashing you, you done. Like a bug. You understand what I'm saying? You got these walls coming in on you. It's over. It's over. You don't know nothing. You at rest. Right? What verse you at, brother?
bottom of 11.
Go ahead.
And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
And when that happened, what is he going to do?
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
I'm going to make a man more precious than fine gold because he killing so much. That's why he said 7 women going to take hold of one man, right? Go ahead.
That's
Even
supposed to be married to one man?
Well,
I heard somebody say married back then.
they're going to take hold of one man. This is some terrible time right here.
Yeah.
Well, for those that's on the other side of
They
God.
say their name, wouldn't they be married?
Yeah, that's be called by thy name. So that means,
Yeah, they would have to be married to take the name, right?
exactly.
Oh.
That's it.
He's right, though.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Brother, finish that.
Even a man that the golden wedge of Ophir.
Read the top of 12 again. I'm sorry.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Uh-huh.
Even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir.
So that's good right there. So let's go read to deal with this 144 real fast. What did you guys say?
So 1/3 of mankind, that's going to the wilderness.
The 1/3 of man. Let's go read that. Where's that at? Somebody.
That was on Zechariah 13 and 8.
Zechariah 13 and 8. But don't it say it in Revelation 2, Orlando? It does, doesn't it? That's the one I want. I want the one in Revelation. Let me find it real quick.
2 parts there.
You understand what I'm saying, Keith? Listen, I tell you what.
Can you refrain from being one of those women if you don't want to be?
And that's the time where they
I'm just asking.
but you want to be to somebody that's
Israel don't have to do that because name Israel already is the strangers.
Oh, that's them? Oh,
Yes. Because why would you and the man have the same name? Israel is the name already, you're Jacob's children.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
would you want to change the name?
I don't.
So therefore you can
Oh, okay, I was getting clarification. That's why I asked. I like my last name. It's famous.
Huh?
Never mind. Go ahead.
They want a name.
you play too much. Let's see.
We won't camera.
Right. All right. Yep, Revelation chapter 9. Revelation chapter 9. And that still coincide with that too, Brother Keith. Yeah. But I like this one. Revelation chapter 9. Revelation chapter 9. And see, this had nothing to do with the wilderness. This is the tribulation. Because this is start at verse 1. Start at verse 1.
And the 5th angel sounded.
Okay, so now we hear the 5th angel, right? Read.
And I saw the star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke from the pit. The pit.
Keep reading.
And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth.
All right, so what we read in here is the 5th seal of what's going on inside of the tribulation, right? Skip down to y'all could do some reading on your own. Skip down to verse 13. Because remember, there's 7 seals that's supposed to be open,
9,
right?
13?
Yeah, we stand at 9, going to 13. Verse 13, read it.
And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar which is before God, saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed.
This right here is preparing for that Armageddon, right? Go ahead.
Which were prepared for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men.
To do what?
To slay the third part of men.
Keep reading. See, because God is going to have flesh destroying flesh before he return to start doing some destroying. And this is how he's doing that, right? Go ahead. Because remember, the Lord must have muster up this battle. Go ahead. What verse you at?
16.
Read.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them.
200,000. Man, what is that, like 200 million or something like that? That is a lot. Because when you read in Job, it said when they be walking, the earth be shaking, and then it be green in front of them, and as they walk over it, behind them is fire. It said even some fall, they don't even notice. That's how deep they are. Right? Go ahead.
17.
Yes.
And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of Jason and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke.
By these 3 was the third part of men killed. See? So again, the Lord is killing off a third part of men by this Armageddon. But he ain't done, because he got trumpets to blow. You understand? So this have nothing to do with the wilderness. This third part of men is being killed. They being slain. Go ahead.
And by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. 19.
Okay.
For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents and had heads.
Go ahead.
And with them they do hurt.
Keep reading.
And
because this is around the time where in the 5th seal where they be going to be tormented for 5 months. And this is the 6th seal right here, right? So watch this. Read where you at. 20? Read it.
And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues.
See, because not all of them going to die. He just said a third of these men going to die. Somebody got to be alive. Because remember, he's coming back to blow his trumpets, right? So he said, and this amazes me. I can't read. This amazes me right here. You done seen all this going on, and this who you choose to be. Keep reading.
And the rest of the men
which you getting readers fatigue?
No.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues yet repented not of the works of their hands.
Not they yet repented not of the works of their hands. That what?
That they should not worship devils and idols of gold.
See, this is the work of their hands. They love worshiping devils, idols of gold, silver and brass and stone and wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. 21.
Neither repented they of their murder.
So they still killing people, right? Nor what?
They of their murderers. Nor of their
sorceries, witchcraft,
nor their fornication,
nor their fornication.
Thefts.
Let's see, they still love, even to the end. They love sin. I didn't even try to make that rhyme, but that's the truth. They do. To the end, they still love to make sin, right? So again, this third part of men have nothing to do with the wilderness. They being killed. And then when you, matter of fact, we going there now. Go to Revelation 7 to deal with that 144. Okay.
Matthew 7.
No, Revelation 7. That was my mistake. I'm sorry. Revelation 7. You want to start at verse 1? Just give people time to flip them pages. Thank you, brother. All right. Hold on. Why I keep saying Matthew? Revelation 1 and 20 verse 7. Revelation, let me slow down. Revelation 7 and verse 1. Go ahead.
And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth. That the wind.
Hold on, let's understand what's going on here. Watch this. Jump back up into chapter 6 and read verse 15. Chapter 6, Revelation 6 and 15. We're going to read into that. Okay, because it said, and after these things, what things? Well, something was said before here, right? Verse 15.
And
No. I know I do that a lot. 14.
And the heaven departed as the scroll.
What that mean, y'all? What do that mean? No, I know what that means, but what? Who said? Yeah, thank you. Somebody on the scene. That's the master, right? He said, heaven departed as a scroll when it was rolled together and what?
And every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
Uh-huh.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens.
Go ahead.
And in the rocks of the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And said to the mountains.
What they say to the mountains, brother?
And rocks.
What?
Fall on
them. They told the rocks and stuff to fall on. Y'all ever been by mountains and see them boulders? I seen I'll be watching video. I don't know. I'll be watching videos. And this car was driving. I don't know where they was at, this mountain. Yo, this boulder came down. Wow, that thing was like big as a building. But you know, the Lord obviously had showed this person mercy, because the way it stopped and then crushed that car, that's the Lord. Anyway, it's they seen it and they was sliding because it was raining, mudslides all over the place. This boulder was just rolling, and when you seen it, it was like it was just huge. But go ahead, bro. Read
16.
Yes, sir.
And said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from.
So I said that to say this: you telling something like that to fall on you? You're afraid to face the Lord. I'd rather have these rocks fall on me than face God. But guess what? After they fall on you, you still got to face the Lord. There ain't no escaping that. Why you don't understand that? Right? Go ahead, bro. Read.
That sitteth on the throne,
and
from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of
wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath. What about it?
Is come.
It's come. And what?
And who shall be able to stand?
See, because this is at the sixth seal right here. Remember, there's 7 seals. And the Lord told you he got to intervene, right? So now, watch this. Now we're getting into this because it's time for the Lord to start flexing. Read verse 1, 7 and 1.
And after these things,
after these things, we just read what he see.
I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth,
holding
the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God.
Having the what? The seal of the living God. Go ahead.
He cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying what? Hurt not the earth.
So don't hurt the earth yet, because it's time to hurt the earth, but don't hurt it yet. That's what he's saying. Don't hurt it yet. What else?
Neither the sea.
Till what?
Nor the trees. Till we have sealed the servants of our God.
Till we have sealed who?
The servants.
Till we have sealed who?
The servants.
So read it one more time.
The servants.
The servants. So let me ask you this. Only Israel can serve God? Huh?
No.
Oh, okay. Read that again. Read it.
Till we have sealed the servants of our God.
And where?
In their forehead.
Because he said to who first and then to who? To the Jew first and then to who? Plain and simple as that, right? You understand? That's what he's telling you right here. Huh? Yeah. This is the seal right here. And you can see this, nothing new under the sun. You can read, I think that's Ezekiel with the inkhorn. Keith, is that in Ezekiel? Where he had them with the inkhorn put. That's in Ezekiel, right? I think, yeah. This stuff happened before. And he had Ezekiel going around killing all these people. You know, she said start at the sanctuary first, kill the old, the infants, all that, right? Ezekiel 9. It just came to me. All right. So go ahead, brother. Read. What verse you at?
Verse 4.
Read it.
And I heard the number of them which were sealed.
Okay. So now he said, I heard the number of them which are sealed. So John is telling us the number that he heard was sealed. John is only going by what he heard.
Now the seal is wilderness or happened?
No, this seal. What you mean?
Like these are not the people. who-
Nah, there's people in the wilderness at this time already.
Oh, I see.
There's already, yeah, this is the tribulation. This is
Oh.
near the end. So you got people in the wilderness already. Okay. But this is, you know, a seal for
Those
this
that
is
are
the
left here in Jacob's trouble.
well, I do believe that this is for the people that's not inside the wilderness, but it can be for the people in the wilderness too. They could be accounted for. I don't know.
Now,
All I know is this is
ones
the seal.
that's going to the wilderness, is there a number for them? Like
No.
is that-
There's
just
no
how
no.
many?
There's no number for them. No. I don't recall no number being said for them. You understand? So it's
So
only
is
a
that
number.
Is that a still we sealed though, kind of? If you follow the Lord's statutes.
Well, I
and
mean,
we kind of like.
I'm gonna tell you why I
protected,
believe.
saved.
Right, I see what you're saying, but I'm gonna tell you why I believe this seal is not pertaining to them in the wilderness, because that's a secret place of protection for those that's in the wilderness. So my question is, why would they need a seal?
Yeah, but I'm saying they get sealed to go.
To what?
To go
No,
to
I'm
the
great. No. Let me. I'm show you why they're getting sealed. I'm gonna show you why they're getting. Even though he just told us, don't hurt the earth yet till you seal them in their forehead. Don't hurt the earth yet. This
These
is
are
sealed.
some other people that you need to.
The servants of God need to be sealed.
Okay.
You know why? Because God is about to blow some trumpets.
Okay.
So what he about to do is hurt men. That's what
Yeah.
God about to do. I don't want you to hurt my servants.
Yeah, who's out here trying to.
Right. That's what he's saying. Because remember, back in Daniel, it also speaks about this too. What you got, Brother Sean?
I always thought that 144,000 had to do with, of course, the children of Israel who were left in the time of tribulations to preach the word.
And
Whereas they are
And those are the sealed.
well, listen, he said the servants of God. So, you know, this could be the number of, I don't know why that number is the number. I'm not going to speculate. I don't know. I don't know why that. Well, I'm just going to say I don't know why that number is the number. Okay.
Isn't that the army he's landing on Mount Zion with?
What this right? Well, we don't have.
A whole group of people with him.
Well, yeah, that's Revelation 14. But at the same time, we don't know. It's not enough to give us if this the same 144. I can speculate all day, but I can't back it up with scripture. You know what I mean?
I asked that before, and it's every time you see him number people, usually it's for war.
Well, there's war coming, but this right here, what's this? This is a seal of protection. That's all this
They
seal
don't
is.
have a number for that. They don't have a
Yeah.
number for that.
Yeah, but watch this. Let's finish that.
Okay.
Okay. So what he's sealing here is 12,000 of each tribe, which add up to 144.
Yeah.
So these 144 is protected before God have his trumpets blown. Because when God,
those are not the warriors of these people.
nah, this ain't no.
These are just
This is people
12,000 tribe though, right?
12,000 a tribe, right? Let's finish that real fast. Verse 4.
The middle of 4.
Read 4 again.
I'll read it. Okay. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Okay, so now we know who the 144 that's being sealed right here. And again, I don't know why that number is there. I don't know. Okay, so these people being sealed, this is a protection, because he said to the angels, don't hurt the earth, the sea, and the trees until the servants of God is sealed in their forehead, because God got 7 trumpets to blow. It's time for God to blow some trumpets. Before I blow that first trumpet, you need to seal my servants. That's what he's saying, right? Go ahead, read.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000.
Okay, and we get it. You can read all that and see it was all the tribe of Israel, right? But look who else was there, right? Read verse 9.
Verse 9. After this,
After what? After he seen, right, after the seal of the 144. Watch this, read.
After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude.
A great multitude. How great is this multitude, brother?
Which no man could number.
Which no man can number. No man can't number this multitude. They obviously can't be Israelites because he just sealed them, right? Go ahead.
Of all nations and kindreds.
Of all nations and kindreds. And who?
And people and tongues.
What they do?
Stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes.
They was what? Clothed in white
robes.
robes, right? Read.
And psalms in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And cried with a loud voice, saying.
Saying what?
Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. and all the angels stood round about the throne.
No, that's good right there. So let me see.
So those who are in the wilderness, we know to leave, but there's no number for them. There could be also.
Yeah, there's no number. I never read any number for those in the wilderness. You know.
And even in the wilderness, even though a lot of people gonna be there, some of them gonna be purged.
Right.
So how much is it?
Well,
Is it?
well, he's going to purge the rebels at his coming when he's here.
Or that who is in the wilderness.
Right.
But does not happen after the gathering of Israel.
Huh?
Right. It does not happen after the regathering of Israel.
Yeah, after the
It's the
regathering.
second-
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you're gonna have people from the initial wilderness who will be joined by other Israelites and people with them.
I just got it. So
So
the people in the wilderness, you know, they could be a part of that seal too. So I don't know, you know, but everybody might not. You might have some rebels in there, you know. So, but yeah,
I thought he was only going to gather Israel and bring them to the wilderness, and every other person got to go to their countries. Because when he says the servants, Israel is the servants of God. It's not the whole world.
yeah,
And
but
that's
we
my understanding. How is he not going to bring the whole everybody into the wilderness? I think it's only Israelites. That everybody else can go to their homelands.
No.
Israel to rule.
No.
it's not only Israel going to be in the
Prophecy
wilderness.
say, when you shall see Jerusalem come past with army, know that the desolation is right nigh. So that's the time for flee whomsoever. People go on, even when they come out of Egypt, it was a mixed multitude came out.
Yeah, but
There's a
mostly
mixed multitude that's still in the wilderness, same way. Not Israel alone. Israel alone, even, let's say, everybody there in the wilderness is Israel. Not all of them gonna go over.
Not all of what?
Not all of them gonna go over in the land. He gonna purge the rebel. Like say, he gonna bring them underneath the bond of the covenant. And he gonna purge the rebels. So he's telling you, say, even though people get
Isaiah.
there, they're gonna go right there.
It's gonna be just like the first one.
Isaiah 11.
Father's gonna flip that wilderness, he will purge them.
Right. Let's go to Isaiah 11.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. You're right.
The ships of Tarshish, is that for the first or the second or both?
The ships of Tarshish.
Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
for the
That's
first
it.
trip.
That's after.
Tarshish was for the second.
It's for the second because the first already happened.
That's
So-
after the world realized who the Israelites are.
You mean the second gathering?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the,
So how are we getting there? We're
Yeah.
not on those ships?
Yes. Second gathering, he's saying, they're gonna
Right.
bring your brethren who are left from full and Lord.
see, because the thing is, everybody think God is going to swoop them with his hand and just no. They need to wait there.
But I ain't know if it was the first or the second gathering. You know, we're going the first time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not.
Yeah, no. This is a
So we
great
don't know how
gathering.
we getting there, but we know how.
Thank you. That's it. You don't know how you're getting there. You know. So, but the way the Lord is going to give you a way to get there. You just got to put your trust in
You're
Him.
gonna get there only by faith.
First time.
Only by
The first
faith
time.
you're gonna get there the first time.
So you'll take every opportunity possible to get to Ethiopia.
Faith, by faith you're gonna go there. If you
Well,
when
right.
the time comes, they will leave, just like even what we see in Sodom and Gomorrah with Lot wife.
So let me just get this
If
straight.
she
So we
ain't
can
got
move
faith
on.
for those that she gonna run and leave everything behind, she gonna get caught up in the great tribulation. Because it's just a short window of time, maybe 45 days top.
Right.
So you have this big settlement to come from an accident that you had. Wait on the great tribulation.
So
And you know, with that being said, too, y'all have to also remember the time where that tribulation is taking place, because a lot of us will talk about. Mm-hmm. See, because a lot of us will talk about, you know, passports and all that stuff. But the thing is, how do we know a passport going to exist at that time?
that's true.
You understand? He's talking about some mark. You can't buy, shop, or sell. You can't even
That,
eat.
that, if you take that, that's you done. That's
You done.
not gonna be.
Yeah, it's over.
So we don't
It's
want to
over.
be here for none of that.
So you
So I
know,
just wanted to know how many of us was there a number?
No.
Because my cousin had asked.
no, I
And
didn't see no
thought it
number.
was
No,
like a number of those of us who like
that went
still
in
going to, going
into the
first,
secret
getting out of
place,
here before
right?
Jacob's trouble.
Right before, yeah, I didn't
So
see no
Jacob's
number.
trouble was 144. He sealed his saints, the ones that probably was here doing work. And then mixed multitude is 1/3 of the earth, right? That's what it is.
No, the 1/3 of the earth, men is going to be killed by what we read.
Oh, okay.
They're dying.
Oh, okay.
They're dying by that
So
Armageddon
he
that's
still
going
don't have
on.
a number for the ones the second time either.
Would that go into the wilderness?
Yeah, the ones.
They're just all going to be gathered.
We only have the number for
Right,
the 144. That's it.
Yeah, so the number that's for the 144 is for seal of protection.
Yeah.
That's it, nothing else.
Okay.
That is it.
And those are Israelites that made it through Jacob's trouble,
This,
or his special army.
no, it's not an army. This is.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to be clear though.
These are all men, right? So this has to be serving scriptures during the time of tribulation, because they're going to be tried in the book of Daniel, and that specifically, I think it's mentioned in chapter 11 of the book of Daniel. And so, but of course, even in the midst of the great tribulation, you have a lot of Israelites amongst the nation.
Yeah.
Who will be gathered besides them?
So Isaiah 11.
Yeah, hold that. Something else was said too. Let me see. Jacob's trouble. Let's go to Ezekiel.
Does it mention a lot about Jacob's trouble in the Bible?
Let's go read it. We gotta read it. Right?
See. But I don't want to.
It's only 10 minutes left. Ain't much could be done.
Ezekiel.
You had a question. What's your question? I might can answer it.
The Chaldeans. Who are the Chaldeans? Who are the Chaldeans? And what effect they have on the writing of
They are Gentiles. They the sons of Nebuchadnezzar, right? Matter of fact, I'll do you one better.
No. Are you asking who are they today?
No, he said, who are they? You just said, who are they, right?
Yeah.
You just want to know who they are, right?
Still exist today?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
But I know they Gentiles without a shadow of a doubt. How do you spell that? C-H-A.
Got it?
It's C-H-A, right?
Yeah. L-D.
C-H-A.
L-D. Child D.
Yeah. The Chaldea. Yeah. Which is Chaldea, which the Chaldeans will dwell in, is the country of which Babylon was the capital. And we know who the Babylonians was, right? Gentiles, were they not?
So they still Iraq then?
That's all right.
Persians, no. Persians are no. That's
What is
Iraq.
Babylon?
Iraq.
Babylon is
Persians
the system,
are
y'all.
Iran.
I know it's the system, but the land.
It says, and which conquered Judah and carried its inhabitants into captivity. Chalcedony. Yeah, so matter of fact, I'm going to get the full answer for you because I'm up here next week and you'll be the first person I tackle with that, okay?
You gotta look it up.
All right, so because I don't want to give, I want to look it up and give him, I don't want to just give him anything. You know what I mean? So you want to know who the Chaldeans are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then now?
You want to know who they are. So,
and the effect that they have on the Bible.
right, from the Bible. And I'm going to come with some scriptures too, okay? All right. What was we doing? We be all over the place.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
What we going to Ezekiel for? Oh, okay. Where's that at?
Verse or chapter.
I think it's Okay. Jeremiah. That's why you ain't find it. Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30. Yep, there it is. Very good. Jeremiah chapter 30 and pick it up at verse 1. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Jeremiah 30 and verse 1. Go ahead, bro.
The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord.
Okay, so this word come from God, right? Go ahead.
Saying, thus speaketh the Lord, God of Israel, saying,
What?
write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book.
God got a habit of telling these men, these holy men, to write this. You need to write what I said, right? Go ahead.
For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah.
So he's going to bring them out of captivity. See, that's the problem with Israel. They don't know they still in bondage. You understand? We don't belong here. This ain't even our land. We were sent over here for punishment. Go ahead.
And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned unto paleness.
Why is he saying all that?
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even
sound like the same thing you can read in Matthew chapter 24, verses 15 to 22, right? He said, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. A time like never before, right? Read. What is this? What is it?
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
It's even the time of Jacob to party. No, it's the time of Jacob's trouble. Because that's all we do. Israel love partying. If they could, they would party in the lake. Not Michigan, the fire I'm talking about. Right? He says, but what?
But he shall be saved out of it.
See? He's talking, so they're going to go through trouble, right? Go to Matthew 24. Watch this. Let's see when this is going to take place. Matthew 24. I know I just quoted it, but we're going to read it real quick, and then we're going to end it. We're going to pick it up at 15.
24.
Yeah, Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 15. Matthew 24 and 15. When you get it, my brother, go ahead and read.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation.
Oh. He said, when you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation of what?
Spoken of by Daniel, the prophet, stand in the holy place.
When he's standing in the holy place, go ahead.
Whoso readeth, let him understand.
What they supposed to do?
Understand.
What they supposed to read?
Let them which be in Judea flee unto the mountains.
So they supposed to flee to the mountain. Those that's over there in Judea. When you see the Pope, well, that's who it is. Right? Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. What else?
Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his
house. That's not what that says. Let him that's on the housetop raise his hand so he could be shot off into heaven. Is that what that say? Because they talk about a rapture, do they not? It says in 17, let him a 7-year That's crazy. Anyway, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. What else?
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
Why? Why is he telling you to do this? It's over. You ain't got to go to work and say, boss, I'm not coming in today. I got to. No, it's done. There's no need to explain nothing.
But okay, this happens. You see it, but aren't you supposed to like you know you gotta leave? You can't like.
But there's signs that the Lord is giving you. Before all that. You gotta go back to Daniel and read that, right? But let me finish this. Go ahead, because we gotta go. It's almost 6.
19.
Yes, sir.
And woe unto them that are with child.
Uh-huh.
And to them that give suck in those days.
Why?
But pray that ye your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath.
So he's telling you, it's a possibility that these things can happen in the winter or on the Sabbath day. It's a possibility. He's not saying, it's going to happen on this day. It's a possibility that this is going to happen. That's why he's telling you to pray that it don't happen. Read.
For then shall be great tribulation.
Like what?
Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be.
See, sound like Jacob's trouble. Jacob is in trouble. You understand what I'm talking about? He tell you in Revelations about building. I don't want to misquote it. I'm gonna go read it. So he says right here. No, you ain't gotta read. I'm gonna read it, brother. Stay right there. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of God and the altar, and them that worship therein, but the court which is without the temple. He said, leave out and measure it not. Why? For it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months. That cannot be Israel, because Israel is in trouble. How are they going to dwell out there? That's impossible, right? Read 22.
And except those days should be short.
Say, the Lord come back on the 6th seal. There's supposed to be 7 seals, because the seals represent the torments of that abomination, right? Go ahead.
There should no flesh be saved.
He said, there shall no flesh be saved, because everybody got a button to push. What would you say? Oh, what new Q? Oh, no, what new Q? Enough of those go around, ain't nothing left. I think the Lord know what he's talking about. I'm pretty sure he's know what he's talking about. Read.
But for the elect's sake, those days shall be short.
Those days shall be short, right? What else they going to be doing in this time?
Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not.
There's a lot of this going to be going on at this time, right? Mm-hmm. Read.
For there shall arise false Christ.
Wait a minute. Wait. Is there shall arise false Christs. That has an S on it. That has an S on it. This is the time like never before. You're going to start seeing some people doing things that you never saw before. That little stuff you see on TV? Yeah, this is it, right? And false prophets. And what they going to do, brother?
And shall show great signs and wonders.
Mm-hmm.
And so much,
read it.
And so much that, if it were possible, they shall deceive.
You understand what he's saying here? You got somebody standing before you talking about, I'm a prophet of God. And then he start bringing fire down from heaven. Man, that's going to mess you up. You ain't never seen nothing like that. Only on television in the movies. You got superheroes that do all this stuff. Nah, this is stuff you don't need no movie screen to see this. Because false prophets been doing this before. Tell you back in Deuteronomy 13. See? That's all. It's nothing new under the sun. So this is the time of Jacob's trouble. What else, brother? 25. What you got to do? What you got to do?
Behold, I have told you before.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not.
Mm-hmm.
27. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
All right, that's good enough. So this is letting you know that coincides with that. The time of Jacob's trouble is like never before. So anything you got in history where what you call that Spanish Inquisition, they ain't got nothing on whatever's coming. these people got stuff stored up that we never heard of. You understand what I'm saying? He said like never before. So that's why it will behoove us to be able to make it to that wilderness. You understand? And again, there's not a number on who makes it to that place of safety. I never read that. You understand? So
and a lot of people, a lot more than. But we also say it is it's a narrow gate. So
yeah, but what that got to do with making
the same thing.
What you mean? The narrow gate is those that right. Yeah, well, think about it. All right, I like that narrow gate. How many people is on this earth? They said about 7-8 billion. That's a lot of people compared to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. That's nothing. That serves the Lord. Hundreds of thousands compared to billions. Are you kidding me? That is a narrow gate. That is very narrow. You know. So that's it. We're going to end it. If y'all got any questions, I got you first, brother. Next week, okay? And I'll make sure I come back with that answer for you. We're gonna close out and the letters. Okay. If you can throughout the week send me a text. You have to, because sometimes I tend to forget. Not on purpose though, you know. All right. All right, y'all. Let's close out.
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. In Jesus' name. Amen.
I forgot that. We ain't got a mic to pass around the room. So we can't. It be yeah, everybody. We'll be back at the old place next week. So don't come here. Do y'all ever